Hello friends, in this video we're going to introduce ourselves a little bit so you can get to know us a little better. So I'll start with me. My name is Laura. We've been here in Mexico for 3 months.
Hello, my name is Jason or Jay. I'm the other half of the we, so we've been here for over 3 months.
Hi, my name is Debbie, and my husband and I have been here for 7 months.
Hello, my name is Jaime or Jamie, and yes, we've been here for about 7 months since December. And this is Gurri. This is our little Chihuahua dog. We brought her from Guadalajara.
So we want to talk a little bit more about the reasons we moved to Mexico. It was actually Jason. He woke up one day and said that he wanted to move to Mexico, and I thought he was nuts. But he continued with the idea, and so I started looking up YouTube videos to see a little bit more about Mexico, because even though I was born here, when I was 2 years old, I went to the United States and lived there pretty much all my life. So I didn't really know Mexico, and the few parts that I did know, I didn't have good memories of. So I started looking at YouTube videos and seeing all the different little towns and cities here in Mexico, and I was amazed at how beautiful it is and the variety of places you can live. You can live in the beach, or you can live up in the mountains, or little towns, big cities. There's just a lot of variety. We decided we wanted to come to try it out for a few days and see if we liked it. At that point, I still wasn't convinced, but I figured, hey, I'll get a vacation out of it. So, and once he sees it, I'm just hoping that he would change his mind. I really like the house we lived in and the area that we lived in, so I really didn't want to move.
So I believe, to coin it a little bit more accurately, Jason wouldn't change his mind. He would come to his senses. But seriously, unlike Laura, I've never been to Mexico before. Never lived outside of Connecticut before. So a lot of people ask, well, why would you move? What happened? For me, living in Connecticut or in the States, I've only been in Connecticut, it was exhausting. I would wake up in the morning, I would go to work, get home totally exhausted, and go to bed, rinse, repeat day after day. And because, as all y'all can appreciate, the cost of living is increasing, it seems that it's one thing to keep working and perhaps get ahead or even stay level, but it seems like we just kept falling further behind, and we were getting more and more tired and stressed, and it just didn't seem like it was a situation that could really go on for a long time. It definitely was not the kind of life that I wanted. I felt my purpose at that time was to pay bills. And of course, that doesn't bring any satisfaction or joy. So that's what kind of got me thinking something has to change.
Our reasons for being here are a little bit different. We came here from Arkansas. We used to live in Little Rock, Arkansas, a little bit off of Benton. And I wanted to help my sister because she was taking care of my dad back then. And we wanted to help her out until, my dad passed and we were going back to the U.S., but then we decided to go to Playa del Carmen and see how it was. We liked it. We stayed there for a while, but the weather was pretty strange for us, and that's when we decided to move here. And it seems like it was a very good move because the weather is absolutely beautiful, and we decided to be in a place where it's very small, but at the same time we're close to a big city, and we have a lot of different places where we can go and visit a short distance from here. So it's a big plus about being in this place, and we really love it.
So, like my husband said, it was a change for us. We lived in Playa del Carmen for 4 years. Before that, we were in Guadalajara. We were there just temporary, just helping out. So I kind of had an idea of what Mexico is living here. So just a really quick story. While we were living in Playa, one day my husband sat there and he just asked me the question plain and simply, aren't you tired of living in this heat? And I just kind of laughed it off and I'm like, yeah, but like this is how it is. This is just the norm for us and you just have to get used to it. He was like, "Why are we suffering? Let's try and get out of here. Let's try and move somewhere else." And that's when he got online and he started looking up information. And here in this town around Lake Chapala, it has one of I think they said it's top two of best weather in the world. And it's true. It since we've moved here, it's been great. It's been lovely. And as you can see, the day is beautiful today.
So another thing that we wanted to talk about is, how did you guys find this place? This beautiful villa that we showed the friends earlier in last week's video. Can you share a little bit about how you found it?
Yeah, actually, how we found it was because we were online and we were looking at places first to see where we wanted to be at. And Pocotepec kind of like filled all our needs because we wanted to be close to my sister. She lives in Guadalajara. And we were looking online. And once we sold our house in Playa del Carmen, it took about 4 months for the new owners to move in. So they gave us all that time to actually get our stuff together and ship it over here to my sister in Guadalajara because we didn't have a house then. So we were looking online and we saw this villa here, but it had been abandoned for over 20 years. And he had pictures of it and how it was before, but of course they showed it still abandoned. They had cut the grass on, the weeds and everything on the lot adjacent to it, but it was still, you know, an abandoned house. So my sister made an appointment with the real estate agent, and they came and she took a live video while we were watching in Playa, and she went through the whole house, and it was weeds all over the place. It's nothing like the way it is right now. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do, but it was something that we saw a lot of potential in it because we wanted a different lifestyle from what we were used to in Playa. Playa was a small house, with a little tiny backyard, and that's about it. And we wanted to have something bigger that we could probably cultivate something that we could grow some vegetables, do a nice garden and everything. So we saw this one, and the property's pretty big, and we have a chance to do a lot of things with it. And like you seen in the last video, it has a lot of things that need to be renovated and changed. But we're getting there, and we want to show you guys how it is to fix a villa here in Mexico, and it's a little bit different than the U.S. So we want to show you guys and share with you all our experiences, and so you guys be a part of this renovation.
One thing that I thought was very funny was when we met them, it seemed like, or at least with Debbie, it seemed like she was uncomfortable to show us the house because, as you saw, it needs a lot of TLC, and so I pictured a dump. Like the way she described it, I pictured just something very different. And when we got here, I was just blown away with just the architecture, the details, the just everything. And I was telling her, you have a beautiful place. It needs some TLC, but it's amazing. I love it here. I love the windows, the brickwork, the just everything that they have to work with. It would be a dream for me to own something like this. But it's a very beautiful home, and I know that they're gonna do a lot of very beautiful things, and I'm glad that you guys are gonna be able to come with us. When we came the first time and we looked at the property, we looked at everything. We're sitting around the table, and I was showing them pictures of my garden in Connecticut. I was telling them there's so much that they can do, in the empty space that they had, and all the vegetables we can grow here, and then they have this beautiful mango tree full of mangoes. During that visit is when we came up with the idea that we can all get together, find a way to make extra money while we're living here, and that's where the Heritage Farm came.
Yeah, and I think it was a good idea because we all bring different things to the table, and Laura is really good at editing videos and doing a lot of stuff, and we really appreciate what she's doing for us. And being that we have a lot of plants and trees, we're sitting under this avocado tree. I don't know if you guys see a bunch of avocados. They're not ready yet, but even though it's a small tree, It has a lot of avocados. We have another one on the other side of the next to the mango tree. We have those banana trees, and there's a lot of stuff that grows that it was here already. So we can add a lot more stuff to it, by planting, the corn that we did, and the field is some friends they came to help us out, and right now the plants are like this high. I mean, they're pretty high right now, and we expect to for them to be fully grown by September, and we'll show you how they came out, and it's full of nature here, and that's what we enjoy here. It's a really peaceful place in here, and we just love it.
So guys, I think this is it for this video. And if you have any questions, if you want to know how to move to Mexico, any of the process, the paperwork that we have to do, put them down in the comments. Also, if you want to know about the cost of living here or how much, does it cost to actually move to Mexico, we would love to answer any of your questions maybe on the next video. So let us know. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're still here at the end of this video, thank you for staying. We appreciate all the likes, all the comments. Please subscribe if you haven't so already. And we look forward to showing you more of our story, our journey. And thank you for being here.